The twin sons of Iridia 7 were an unforgiving forge, beating down on Luke Kowalski. 3 days since the crash. 3 days since water. His pilot's uniform was a memory, clinging in tatters as he stumbled through a jungle that felt alive. A fever dream of bioluminescent fungi and treacherous, grasping roots. Dehydration was a thief, stealing his focus, leaving only the screech of tearing metal and the blare of alarms replaying in his mind. But survival instincts are stubborn things. Beneath the delirium, a primal awareness sparked. He was not alone. The jungle's ambient noise was flawed, interrupted by the snap of a twig, the rustle of a leaf that didn't match the breeze. He was being hunted. Luke's training surfaced, a lifeline from his time in the Earth Space Force. He didn't run. He orchestrated a collapse, letting his body fold, face planting into the soft, alien loam. He played dead, slowing his breath, every nerve screaming as the silence stretched. Then the sound. Cautious footsteps, drawing near, looming over him. He exploded upward. A surge of desperate adrenaline fueled the practiced motion, a leg sweep, a twist, a grasp of an ankle. He was on top, pinning his stalker only to freeze. Beneath him wasn't a beast, but a woman, her skin the shade of a deep ocean twilight, her hair a silver halo, and her eyes. Her eyes glowed with an intense amber light. She hissed, the melodic cry of a predator trapped. "Let me go, human!" she spat, in perfect, accented English. Luke, breathless and cracked-lipped, managed a smirk. "You stalk me for days and now you want to give up?" Her struggle ceased. The fury in her eyes softened, replaced by a grudging respect. "I'm Xena," she said, her voice a strange, predatory purr. "Huntress and guardian of these lands, Luke, pilot from Earth." The adrenaline fled, leaving him swaying. Xena's gaze narrowed, assessing his weakness. She led him to a clearing, a cascade of pure water tumbling into a pool. He lunged, but she stopped him. "Drink slowly," she warned, before offering him berries that returned his strength. She had watched him, she explained, to gauge his intent. "You are not the first outsider to come to Viridia 7, she said, her voice cool. Not all came in peace. Luke assured her he sought only survival, not conquest. Xena believed him. His struggle spoke of a man seeking life, not dominion. In the days that followed, an unlikely truce formed. She taught him the jungle. He taught her the stars. He spoke of Earth, of towering cities, and the internet. A web of instant global connection. Your people must be very wise, Xena mused. Luke's smile faded. "We have advancements," he admitted, "but wisdom. That's another matter." He spoke of humanity's shadows, the relentless cycle of war, poverty, and division. It's the paradox of every rising civilization, isn't it? The power to create worlds, yet the impulse to destroy them. "We still fight over land," he sighed. "But you have the stars," she countered, confused. "Some always want more power." Their debate was shattered by a low rumble that shook the ground. Massive warships descended. Xena tensed, gripping her spear. "My brother, Tariq." He wanted their father's legacy, the rule of their people, and saw Xena as the only obstacle. Luke looked at the burning sky, then at her. His fight for survival was over. A fight for something more had just begun. "What do we do?" he asked. "We run," Xena said, her eyes hard. "We hide, and we plan." They became ghosts in the green. Luke's military tactics fused with Xena's intimate knowledge of the land. They set traps, sabotaged supply lines, and used the jungle itself as a weapon. Xena, communicating with the forest's creatures, became their intelligence network. She was fighting for harmony. Tariq, she explained, saw only domination. Their guerrilla war bought them time, leading them on a perilous journey to the sacred grove, the heart of Viridia 7, to meet the elders of the southern clans. When Xena offered him an out, "This isn't your fight," Luke refused. "I'm a part of it now." They arrived at the grove, a clearing dominated by a colossal, pulsing crystal, only to find Tariq already there, his charismatic voice poisoning the air. "Our people have lived in shadows," he boomed. "With the crystal's power, we will forge an empire." An elder refuted him. "You speak of visions, but you bring only destruction." As Tariq's rhetoric wavered, Xena and Luke moved. "I've got your back," Luke whispered. Xena ran for the crystal, placing her hand upon it. Blinding light erupted. It was Luke's cue. His sling took out the torches, plunging the clearing into chaos. Xena's voice, amplified by the crystal, rang out, "Will we throw away our wisdom for one man's ambition?" The jungle itself answered. Vines ensnared Tariq's warriors. Flowers released disorienting pollen. When Tariq lunged for the crystal, the elders raised a barrier of energy. "You are banished," they declared, stripping him of his title and naming Xena the rightful heir. Defeated, his warriors abandoning him, Tariq fled into the darkness. In the quiet aftermath, Xena, now the leader of her people, turned to Luke. He was the outsider, the stranger. His purpose seemingly fulfilled. But she cupped his cheek. "I couldn't have done this without you," she whispered. "Will you stay? Help me build the future?" He had been a man seeking a way home, only to find it light years away. "Yes," he breathed. "I'll stay." Years passed. Xena's reign brought peace. She and Luke married, their vows blending two worlds under the sacred trees. 2 years later, twins were born. Zaron, who shared his mother's connection to the land, and Nova, who held her father's fascination with the stars. The crash survivor had become a husband, a father, a guardian. The hunt had ended, and a new story, one of love, family, and a future brighter than the twin suns of Iridia 7, had begun.